Hey YouTube, Sam here. Well, we're working on the 02 Buick Rendezvous. We're going to be taking off the door panel in this one, and you might ask, well, why are you taking your door panel off? Well, unfortunately this window decided to fall down on the car, and something inside is broke, I'm assuming. So we got to pull this off to fix whatever problem that is. So stay tuned for that video. And this video is just going to be on pulling this door panel off here. Let's get to it. Alright, I got this taped off, so hopefully I don't scratch too much here. But the first thing we're going to do is try and pop this off. Now look, I don't see any screws, so I'm just going to go up behind there and do a little prying. Now there's a speaker in here and it is attached here. I'm not going to pry on that no more because I'm thinking it's all going to come off together here. Next thing you want to do is go through and see where there's screws, bolts, nuts, anything, and clips. I'm assuming there's clips all the way around the outside, and recently I haven't seen a whole lot more than that on a lot of doors. But on this one, it's an 02 Buick Rendezvous yet again. There is definitely a screw in here, right in that area, and it looks like a 10mm probably bolt right in the middle here. So I got a Phillips screw up here. We'll just go ahead and get that out. I'm gonna go get a socket and get this out of here. Like I said, I think it's 10mm. If it's not, I'll tell you. I am not seeing anything else holding this on right now. So I'm going to mess with this, and then we'll go along the edge. I don't know if this is going to... yeah, it looks like it might come out. Yep. So take the screw out, this piece comes off, door handle will come around this, which is nice. I hate it when I have to try and remove all this, although I may have to remove it to do what I need to do for the window. But right now, so far so good. One last check for screws. There could be something behind these lights here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna just give it a little pry just to see. Whoop, didn't break. Yep, there is. There is a screw back there. I think you can see that. I placed you a little bit better, but just right back in here. Since I'm taking the door panel off, it might not matter, but I'm going to try not to lose it. And let's see here. They're the same size, same everything. Usually try and start in this corner just to kind of get an idea. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. But I can usually pry in here and not worry too much about paint as much. But it's not wanting to come. So since we have this off, I'm going to start here. I don't think you saw any of that, but I ended up coming up here because this was loose. And right in this crease here, I was able to pop something loose here. So I'm going to work my way down. And you just kind of go until you can't push it down anymore and do a little bit of a pry. These are very tight. This is a tight door. And it feels like they're pretty far back too. There's one. This is where the tape sucks because it's kind of a pain to get the tape in there. There we go. Hopefully you can see any of this through me. Good. By now, if they've been taken off, you can kind of pry them loose with your hand, but this is really, really tight. Got all these around here, all around the edges. Now we're just kind of to a point where usually you got to push up on it somehow to get it out, but I'm gonna make sure this doesn't go. This is, there we go. Okay. Alright, so we got this off of here now. And the first thing, in this corner there is some wires going to the speaker here that we need to loosen up. With this one here, the speaker wire, it's actually in like kind of a something holding it in. You got to kind of pull the whole plug and everything out to get to the piece that you push on for that. Next one is probably the door lock here. Really tight. They did not spare any wire in the door here, which doesn't surprise me the way this car is made. And I really don't want to screw this up, so I'm gonna have to kind of, you can't see anything back there. I got that much room to work in, get my hands down in and try and unloosen it. And I've looked, it's coming right out of the door over here, so it's not like I can pull wires out to make a little extra room. So when I get it off, I'll show you the back of the door panel and the plugs and stuff. And here is the deal with these. This is where the door window switches are, and there was a mirror thing here. There's actually just plastic things all the way around these, which I'm wondering if there's more cars like this. This is the first time I've noticed this, we'll put it. And basically I stuck a screwdriver in there and pried apart all the way around the edges, and the whole knobs and everything came out plugged in. So it was really easy once I figured it out. And then on this, this was hooked to this here, so I had to pull this off of here, and there's just a clip. Yeah, of course it's not going to work. There you go. Alright. Then there's a clip that holds it on here, which I couldn't film me taking it off of. So, and then that makes it so you can pull this out and unplug it really easy for if you got the speaker here. Now I will show you. Alright, here's the lock one right here, and you see it came out in the whole thing. And those plastic pieces just hook on to what is essentially, there you go, there's a little tab sticking out on both sides, and it just clips to that. So you push down on this and pry out on those plastic side pieces, and these just pop right out. I would be very, very careful though, because if those break, that's going to suck, because you won't be able to use your switches. So if you don't want to try it that way, I couldn't get to it because it's on the, it was up against the door here, but there is a place to unplug it. You got to push on this right here and get a screwdriver in there somehow, and you could unplug it with this. Same thing with these right here. They got this whole thing all the way around here. Just that plastic piece pops over all these little things on the side, and it just pushed right out, along with the parts in the front that sit out here in front of it. So it was actually very easy. They all do have a way of unclipping, but that seemed actually much easier to me. So you choose what you want to do. Well, YouTube, that is off. I actually didn't break any of the clips around the edges, so you can take a quick look at where all the clips are. There's 3 on this side. Now these ones have little rubber things around them, and I did notice one fell off. I found it on the floor. The rest don't seem to have that anywhere. If they got these spikes here, so be careful with those, but that's where it just kind of, you can hang it on the door and it lines. That's kind of nice. This is actually a fairly simple door panel. I do believe this is the first time this one has been off, so it was, the first time is always the hardest time. But anyway, so that's all out. We're all good, and I'm just going to tell you to do the reverse order, because I got to get into here, and I'm going to have to tear all this out. And yet another reason why I can tell that this is the first time that this has been messed with, because all the plastic is still on here nice and fairly pristine. So hopefully I don't mess it up too much, and I can get it back on there. So if your window is falling down on you and you're taping it up like I did here, then go check out my next video, which will probably be this. If not, next week or two. Alright, this is Sam, Jack of all, Master of none. You all have a good one.